Good morning, metalheads of the internet, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Metal Meltdown. Today we are talking about the debut full-length studio album from blackened death metal supergroup Scour entitled Gold. Shout out to that one guy who has literally begged me to talk about Scour in some capacity, non-stop, over the course of the past few years. This video is for you. If this video only gets one view, I hope that one view is from you. If it isn't, we got a problem. We unironically have a legit problem. Oh, by the way, a big emphasis on the super part of supergroup, because this lineup is goddamn insane. Like, legit, one of the most goddamn insane, most mouth-wateringly metal supergroup lineups that I think I've seen in a long time. At least since I've been doing this. Like, goddamn! On drums, you have Adam Jarvis of Misery Index and Pig Destroyer fame. On bass, you have John Jarvis of Agoraphobic Nosebleed and also Pig Destroyer fame once again. On guitars, you have Mark Klopel, also from Misery Index. Also on guitars, you have Derek Engerman, a former member of Cattle Decapitation. He also worked with Pantera's Phil Anselmo in his solo project, Philip H. Anselmo and the Illegals. And hey, speaking of Phil Anselmo, guess who's on lead vocals? That's right, Mariah Carey. Yeah, okay, obviously I'm fucking with you, but Mariah, give it a shot sometime. Why not? Do a blackened death metal record. Go extreme metal. Why not? I'd pay for it, even if just for the memes, even if just to watch people cry and piss their pants over such a thing existing. Obviously, it's Phil Anselmo on lead vocals, obviously of Pantera fame, but also Down and Super Joint Ritual. It's an undeniably insane lineup, so insane that once I had heard that Scour was finally releasing a debut album after years of EPs and then a few more years of nothing, silence, this thing immediately became one of my most highly anticipated albums of 2025. Why did it take so long to get this album out? Honestly, I've no clue. I really have no clue. I'm assuming it's a combination of COVID and then also all of these guys being very busy with all of the projects that we've mentioned. But whatever the case, I don't care, and I don't think a lot of you are going to care either. Whatever waiting you had to do was worth it. Straight up. I'm gonna let you know right off the goddamn back. Gold is gnarly, brutal, big, ballsy, evil as hell, very well made, and genuinely very fun. By no means is this the most inventive or creative or mind-blowing blackened death metal imaginable, but it is very well made, bringing together the darkness and malice and the atmosphere I expect usually of black metal, the heft and the muscle and the brutality I normally expect of death metal. It reminds me of some stuff from like Belphegor, mid to early 2000s Behemoth. There's definitely some ingredients and elements brought in by many of the bands that make up Scour's musical DNA as well. Like, this does occasionally have the apocalyptic scale and grandeur and intensity of something from like modern day Cattle Decapitation, and there are chaotic moments that wouldn't necessarily be out of place on a Pig Destroyer record. Truthfully though, the most impressive thing about this record is Phil Anselmo on lead vocals. Phil's surprisingly very robust, versatile, and menacing vocal presence and performance. Be it through shrill, blood-curdling black metal shrieks and howls, or surprisingly demonic and demanding death metal guttural vocals, Phil sounds consistently pretty fantastic. Like, say what you will of the man, and Lord knows I have and will continue to do so, but credit where it's due. The motherfucker can sing. He's got a passion for metal, a passion for extreme music, and it shows all the way through on this album. You've got the opening number, Cross, kicking things off on a thunderous note, and I might mean that in a very literal sense here, because this really does sound like a storm put to tape. Like, there are strong, vicious flurries of like blackened death metal chaos and noise all the way through here, punishing riffs, punishing percussion, bloodthirsty, unrelenting, brutal as all holy hell. You've got like black metal tremolo riffing doing a great job at building some mood and heightened atmosphere, while the death metal kind of elevates it further to the point where eventually it just feels like the song itself is towering over you. The following number, Blades, does slow things down in certain parts, but don't think for a moment that that means it lets up. It absolutely does not. Lots of like churning, almost death grindy riffage that brings me back to old school cattle decapitation, some chunky muscular grooves all the way through, some mid-pace plotting, pounding rhythms. It manages to build atmosphere and like a real sense of like dread and evil just through pure force and energy, and that's honestly fucking cool as hell. Then there's the very appropriately titled Hell, which does a great job at transitioning from some ominous, groove-laden blackened death metal into some more epic kind of like black metal soundscapes and assaults, complete with eerie and evil-sounding guitar leads and ghastly choirs of venomous black metal vocal shrieks and spats. The title track Gold has some more juicy, meaty, groovy riffage and plenty of extreme metal bombast for you to sink your teeth into. However, I want to specifically highlight its gross and gruesome climax. It's got some of the most disgusting guttural vocals on the entire record, plus also slow-paced, slimy, agonizing, lurching rhythms and powerful fucking beatdowns. And cuts like Devil, Invoke, Infusorium, just masterclasses in like great blackened death metal brutality and songcraft, taking us back to the glory days of like the aforementioned Behemoth. Loving that super tasty, grandiose guitar solo in the latter cut Infusorium as well. And speaking of tasty guitar solos, we gotta talk about Coin. A great song in its own right, but the highlight here is Gary Holt of Exodus and Slayer fame doing the guitar solo, maybe ripping one of the best guitar solos of his career, at least in the past, like, maybe 20 years, I would say. Like, no disrespect to Mark and Derek, I say this knowing damn well your jobs are pretty safe, but hey, Gary, if you got nothing else going on right now, just saying, you know? Just jump in there. Go for it. I believe in you. You got this. Just a great fucking record. I'm feeling a solid 4 out of 5. It's heavy, it's big, it's brutal, it's evil as all holy hell. It's everything you really want from a great blackened death metal record. What it lacks in like new, crazy, inventive, ambitious songwriting, it more than makes up for in just being fucking nasty and extreme and fun. I highly recommend it. If you love blackened death metal, if you love a lot of the bands that we've mentioned thus far, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't also love this. Props to everyone because everyone killed it. I'm kind of running out of stuff to say, so let's start wrapping things up. 4 out of 5, great. Check it out. You won't regret it. Wow. And that is it for the Metal Meltdown. I am not an expert, nor do I claim to be. So what do you think? Do you like this record? Do you not like this record? And what do you want to hear from me next? Thank you for watching, and hey, guess what? If you didn't already know, the Metal Meltdown is raising money for Capes for Kids and the Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital Center here in Toronto, Ontario. You can donate directly to the cause via a link in the description of this video. We're also doing a Marvel Rivals charity live stream to support that cause on Wednesday, February 26th. Tune in, please and thank you. It'll be fun. Hell yeah, subscribe, join us on Discord, other videos, and as always, you have yourself a fantastic fucking day.